Hello everyone, this is Auto, and today I'm going to demonstrate how I use layers in Substance Painter. So usually, we paint like Photoshop. You just have a layer and you just paint, right? You don't think too much. You just add a layer and you start painting. You start working, and just change the settings or something, and you change things. And I found this workflow kind of not so free because you cannot change anything you have just done. What if you want to change, for example, this height? You think this is too much? What you can only do is to just erase it and maybe a lower number, and you just put it on once more. And it's not so free when when you're just trying to make things just a little bit better. No, there's just a little bit difference that you want to make. Because the settings you change here is with a pen. It's not on a layer. So what I usually do is I don't use this paint layer. I like 99% of the time. I only use fill layers mostly. And what I do is I change the fill layers. For example, like the same reddish and metal fillings and maybe a little bit height, and I put black mask on it. And what this allow me to do is I can just paint on the mask. And if I want to change, for example, the color, I can just change it. And the height, I can also change it. I can change everything because everything is saved. You're not stopped. You don't have to repaint it or something. If you're just going to change the look of it. And of course, this is like if we're comparing it to a paint layer thingy to this this is much more realistic, not like realistic, but you can see the height here, right? And with this, it's kind of like not so great in my opinion. So what I tend to do is to add another filter, and I add blur just a little bit, and maybe change the height also a little bit. Yeah, this is looking better in my opinion, or maybe not in the positive side, maybe in the minus side. Like this will do pretty well. This looks pretty nice. Maybe a little bit more blur. Yeah, this is looking great in my opinion. Like you can, of course, not too much, but you can do this a little bit. Like, yeah, this is looking great so far. And so this is something I tend to do. And another benefit from this kind of workflow is also, for example, I'm right now, this is like painting on the layer, right? And if I don't want to paint on there, if I want to, if I instead of painting on the mask, I can add a paint on the mask, and I can paint on this. And for example, this is like 2, and another paint, and I can add this, for example. And now I want to change, because these two are in the minus space, and this is also in the minus space. But I want to change this height into like the positive side. So what I can do is to copy this layer once and just delete this and delete this. So this is now separated. And I can change, which one? This is this one. So I can change this one to the positive side, and now we have a different result with a, just freedom. You can change things as you like. There's no limitations. You're free to do anything. And what the benefit of this, of course, is the freedom you get, but also because you're using a lot of different sub layers and masks, so things will get pretty tedious in my opinion. Like I ended up with 80 layers or something in my other projects just on one object, so that's a little bit concerning, but also this preserves a lot of freedom. You can change a lot of little things. For example, if you're adding a roughness, let's add a back mask, and just open up the roughness and the metallic, and I have a higher roughness and not the texture but alpha. Let's add this roughness, and what I can do is add a fill on the mask and put this on. And now we have a very pretty decent thing, and if I think this is too much of a too rough, then I can turn it down, you know, so now it's much more shiny, or maybe I want it like more. I can just do this. It's completely free. You can adjust things. For example, if I have a base layer of this, and I can put it on this, and now I can change the roughness, and you know the difference between the base layer and this roughness layer. You know, you can change it anytime you want to match, mix and match, because you're not going to just do this and export this. In my opinion, you're most likely to be having more of layers. It's not just like one thing only. You'll end up with a lot of different looks, and you have to mix and match. So you have to do a lot of little adjustments to make things smooth enough, to make it work. So I tend to use fill layers and do changes on masking much more. And yeah, this is my workflow, and I hope you can find yourself benefit from this. And also, this doesn't just works in Substance Painter. Just, you know, it's because it's layers, so it also works in Photoshop, etc. So yeah, I hope this can help you in your work. And yeah, thanks for watching.